Alright, we got a 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, 4-liter inline 6. Having trouble with the part-time 4-wheel drive light staying on even when in 2-wheel drive. Alright, so we're in 2-wheel drive. And of course, as you can see, the part-time light is still on. I've had some success in the past running this back between part-time and 2-wheel drive. As you can see, we're back in the 2-wheel. Part-time light is still on. Usually the cause of this is the switch that goes into the transfer case is worn or it's sticking. So I'm going to show you what you got to do to replace it here. This should alleviate the problem. This isn't a really hard job to do. What I have is I have the front end up on some ramps. If you have some jack stands, that'll work fine. Would not suggest doing this off a jack, as you shouldn't really do any work off a jack, because you're going to have to put a little bit of pressure to break this thing loose. So I got on these ramps, got a little creeper. I even just had a piece of cardboard or just lay on the floor, because you're gonna have to get some leverage. What I ended up doing on the creeper here is I ended up actually bracing my foot up against the tire here when I broke this thing loose. So the rest of this will be showing you how to take this off and replace it. Alright, the first thing you're probably wondering is, okay, where the heck do I find this switch at? And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be on the driver's side of the vehicle. I got a piece of little cardboard down here. And you're going to want to come underneath. You're going to see this cross member right here. This is your transfer case right here. So what you want to do, if you look, pardon the shakiness of the cameras, I'm trying to crawl under here. Come and look up under here. Right here is your shifter linkage. And right up above, you see that black thing right there? That's your switch right there, and that's the wire coming. It goes to your dash. It's what tells what gear you're in. And you can't see where you put your wrench on, but this right here this is what we're taking out right here. The rest of this bit where I show you taking out, I got a GoPro stashed up higher up so we can get an angle to see it. But as you can see, it's pointing straight up towards the floorboard. So that's how you tell what it is. Okay, here's what we're looking at. I'm going to put this pencil here. This is our transfer case switch right here. Now in the video it looks like it's going sideways, but this is actually pointing straight up from the transfer case. This is pointing straight up towards the floorboard of the Jeep. So what we're going to want to do, see right here, we have our tab that holds our plug connection in. So we're just going to take a finger. It's just got a little tab there. You just push it with your finger, it pops right off. Just want to get that. Try to tuck it out of the way if you can. Okay, we got our new switch here. Just trying to figure out what size wrench we need. This one, just the closest I could find right here that fits. That is a 1 1/8 inch. But most of these wrenches this size are way long. This is over a foot long. You're never gonna get this up in there. So your best bet is just to go with a crescent wrench. Just go ahead and fit it on there and adjust it to get to where it's snug, but you got a little bit of play to work it up in there. And that's what we're going to use to get this off. Alright, we're going to take this off here and get our wrench on there. And what I find it works best is just to kind of brace your one foot against the front tire. And you're going to be pulling this to the left, so you're going to be pulling it towards the rear of the vehicle. Use a good little pull there. it'll break loose. If it don't break loose on you, put some type of penetrating oil, like PB Blaster, liquid wrench, or mouse milk, something like that on there. See if we come. Yeah, she's coming loose, hand tight now. So I'm gonna go ahead and back her out. Yeah, I'd sprayed this with penetrating oil for about a half hour before I tried this, so it wasn't like I just put the wrench on there and cracked it loose. I would suggest putting some sort of penetrating oil on here. Let it sit for a little while first. I feel like we're just about out. There it is. Alright, here I got the old sensor. Here's our new one. I just put it in the vise here just to hold on to these. You can see the old sensor. It's like the little, it's supposed to be spring loaded. It's sticking. Here's the new one. Supposed to move freely up and down. The old one, you gotta, like, you know, grab it. It's kind of screwed. I've heard some people have sprayed stuff in here and freed these up and got them working again, but these new sensors are roughly around in the $60 range. Look around on eBay or wherever. This is actually a Mopar replacement. I'm zoomed in here. This old one has a rubber O-ring right here. See, I'm prying up on it. The new one did not come with one. So I'm not for sure if this new one needs it. There's a big gap right here, so this one is in pretty good shape. I'm gonna go ahead and pry this O-ring off here and put it on the new one. Alright, we're gonna stick our new sensor in here. Now, the tricky part of this is now after you've taken the old one out, is just finding the hole where it came out of, because it's right on top of here, so it can be a little hard to find. If you look up in there, you'll see like a flat spot, and once it drops in there, it's just, you gotta work it around. Just make sure this thing is pointing straight up and down, and you'll have to play with it a little bit to get it to till you feel the threads catch. Okay, I think we got it right there. Once it's in, you can run it down hand tight pretty much till it seats. And then we're just going to take our crescent wrench and snug it up. Alright there, that's about as far as I can go, finger tight there. Take our crescent wrench, and it's, you know, righty tighty. It can be a little confusing when you're laying on your back under here, but left and right. But you get your wrench on there, you're going to push it towards the front of the vehicle. And I'm going to put my foot, I'm going to brace against the front wheel again, just like how I took it off, to get a little bit of leverage. I'm on a creeper and it tends to want to push away when you're trying to put any pressure on it. I don't know that there's a specific torque. I just kind of snug it up there. It's not going anymore, so call that good. Alright, so we're going to take our plug here. You see we got this detent right here on the lip. Is facing towards the rear of the vehicle. In my case, it may or may not be the same depending on which one you get. Here's our tab, so we're just going to stick it on there. It's basically going to go straight down. There it goes. You feel it click into place. Give a little tug, make sure it won't back off on you, and it's installed. Okay, now that our new switch is in, back inside here, and just with the key to the run position. You don't have to have it running. I just don't, just for the noise. I'm in the 2-wheel drive position, so our light is off, which is what we want. I'm going to shift to part time. Oops. There you go. Light comes on, go to 4 full time. Goes off like it should. Back to part time, back into 2-wheel drive. Go back and forth. Should go on and off. So our new switch is in and working right. I hope you guys found this useful. If you did, shoot me a big old thumbs up, and hope this works for you.